Yes, I do think the execution of it will be a concern, but I think the bill does come from a good place. You know, there have been some awful outcomes from things that have happened online. I can just think of a few now. Molly Russell, the awful racism that we saw after the Euro 2020s, other extremism on social media, some of which people think inspired the killer of Sir David Amos. These are really important issues, and our current legal system is completely inequipped to deal with them. So I think it's important that the government looks at the Online Harms Bill, but I do agree that the execution is something that we need to think about, and it needs to be executed properly.
I mean, the only way I could live with this, Amy, is if the scope for what is deemed harmful is extremely narrow indeed. The threat of death or a physical attack.
I don't think you need to jump to the assumption that it will be misused. It hasn't yet been misused. The whole idea of it is for transparency and accountability online. And you talked a lot about control. And the situation online is a media that is completely out of control. And the bill will just increase and police the area of social media by Ofcom, so it's just an extension of keeping an eye and regulating something that is massively out of control at the moment and is in massive need of regulation. And
for example, if you're a public figure, don't you accept...
No, I hate this argument, Mark. You can't say... You said this about Meghan and Harry before. Because they have a lovely lifestyle, they can be like an open door to any unwarranted abuse. Like, every single week when I'm on this show, I will receive the most horrible stuff online.
Well,
and I wish
I'm sure
that there was less anonymity.
That's why we keep having you back.
I mean, yeah, just last week, I got told that I shouldn't be allowed to be a mother to my son just because I said maybe overdue babies are in the womb too long.
Which was a conversation I loved. And we didn't agree.
But I want to know who sent me that. I don't want that person to be allowed to be anonymous, and I want that person to be accountable for what they're saying, just as they would if they said it to my face.
But with respect, I don't think this bill is going to end online anonymity. But a lot of this conversation seems to be hinged around talking about public figures or people who are on TV like us. And that's one thing, and I agree with you, Mark, that comes with the job that we do. But what about the ordinary people like Molly Russell, who actually died as a result of things that were posted on social media platforms like Instagram? Don't you think there should be a government response to that?
Exactly. And I looked at the statistics around this, and 95% of women who have received abuse online have felt that it impacted their mental health. This isn't really about public figures. It's about normal people and the absolute Wild West that has become social media, where you can say anything to anyone and it's having an absolutely huge impact.